Okay. So it is easy to kill individuals, but it's not easy to kill the ideas. Great empires crumbled, the ideas survived. With this quote from Bhagat Singh, I would like to wish all of you happy Independence Day in advance. Good morning, President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. Welcome to the 450th chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. My name is Nikhil, and today I'll be playing the role of Sergeant at Arms. Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest provides supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me explain some basic rules of the meeting. Please mute yourself and don't share your screen unless instructed by Toastmaster of the Day. This is full online meeting, Zoom meeting. So there will not be any offline rules. Please keep your video on unless you have the issue with the bandwidth. And kindly refrain from the movements online also that will distract the speaker. Okay. And you can use emojis, thumbs up to react throughout the meeting. So whenever someone is using word of the day or phrase of the day, you can give thumbs up online. And when you begin speaking, the correct protocol that you have to follow, that whenever you start speaking, before that you have to say good morning, President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Then you have to start your speaking. And last but not the least, maintain broad smile on your face throughout the meeting. Now I would like to give this stage to President of our club, Toastmaster Raghvendra.
Thank you, Sergeant Adams.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Adams. Toastmaster Nikhil. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Raghvendra. Welcome you all to the 450 chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. And I officially call this meeting in order. Before we start, I want to request any guest present in the meeting to unmute and introduce yourself in quick 30 seconds. How do you get to know about Toastmaster and what is your profession? So any guests present here?
Kavita here. I am from Ocean Toastmaster Club, Chennai. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Welcome, Kavita. Anyone else?
Hi, everybody. I am Toastmaster Manoj. I'm from Chalk and Toasters. It's an online platform.
Welcome, Toastmaster Manoj. We see Hemangi. Guest Hemangi, can you unmute?
Hello everyone. This is Hemangi, Toastmaster Hemangi. I am part of Hadapsar Toastmasters Club.
Oh,
thank you so much.
And guest Munish. You see guest Munish. Hello. Okay, I think he is unable to unmute. My dear fellow Toastmasters, my warm wishes to everyone for our Independence Day. We got our freedom on 15th August 1947 from the British, and that resulted in freedom in various aspects of our life, be in political government, bureaucracy, and various things. But the only
Is Raghvendra facing any issue with the network?
I'm not sure. Let me check with him. I will call him.
Sure.
Apologies, I got disconnected. Internet was just going to, so I switch on different mobile internet. So I was telling that we got our independence from British in 15 August 1947 in bureaucracy, politics, and governance. Right? Before that we got the whole humanity has received a freedom from it. Another governing factor, that is our nature, our mother earth, which when we 30,000 years ago, when the humans got developed, they started developing tools, and nowadays we are creating so many innovations. We forgot about it. We forgot that freedom it has given, and we are exploiting it in numerous way, creating, say, pollution, global warming, and it's affecting now today us. Let's carefully work towards a green sustainable future. The freedom which we have received, not we don't should be exploited. We should with caution work on technology and our future, so that we today humans can able to stay on our mother earth for long. Let's take care of this freedom with various caution and discipline. And today, to know more about independence, about history and various things, we have a very energetic and enthusiastic Toastmaster of the day. For benefit of guests, Toastmaster of the day is someone who will be host of the meeting. Please give your kind attention to her. She will explain you meeting proceedings and various rules and guidelines. Our today's Toastmaster of the day is manager working in content development. She's been Toastmaster from last 8 years. She was our Toastmaster of the year, outstanding Toastmaster of Division C, and she is currently serving as the area director. So with round of applause, let's welcome Toastmaster of the day, DTM Minal.
Thank you. President and Area B1 Director, Toastmaster Raghvendra. It's a sheer pleasure to be celebrating our 77th Independence Day 2 days from now. Now, let me tell you something. This is a new India. We won't be sitting quiet. We are going to strike back. What does this remind you of? Surgical strike? Yes, you guessed it right. That was a surgical strike. Now, whose name do we get reminded of when we talk of surgical strike? Uri surgical strike. Ajit Doval? But let me tell you guys, Ajit Doval is not only surgical strike. He is Ajit Doval for multiple reasons. Let me tell you that. Today, let's glance through some of the people who have been working behind the screens in continuation. And that's why we see a better India today after independence. For independence, countless people laid down their lives, and we salute them for that. Yes, because they shed their blood, we were free. But what about after independence scenario? The things were not all that simple, because in 1947, it started with integration of 535 princely states. Of course, the credit goes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Even after that, the situation was not all that great. The insurgencies were happening, though in small parts of India, but it was affecting India as a whole. So when we had the establishment of RAW, that is Research and Analyst Wing, therein certain people were inducted on the condition that their identities would never be disclosed to the public. Only their department would be knowing about what they are doing. And even their real names also won't be known to anyone. And let's celebrate certain people over here today. Amongst them, one is, in fact, I would say, Ajit Doval. His career spans close to 37 years, And still he has not retired. He is running 79 right now, but we could not guess his age because he has kept himself fit and fine. 37 years was the official tenure. Right now, he is the NSA, National Security Advisor of India. And under his patronage, the Uri surgical strike took place. So, this is one. And this does not stop here. We belong to District 125. We have many such heroes over here who work behind the screens and are still working behind the screen to have District 125 well placed at the moment. So we are going to celebrate the unsung heroes of both the arenas, the independence movement after after independence scenario and District 125. Now let's get through some introductory lines about Ajit Doval. Born in 1945 and he belonged to the defense background. His father was working with Indian Army. And he was a scholar right from his day one. He studied entirely on scholarship and then 10th, 12th, and then he completed his post-graduation in economics. And after that, he appeared for the UPSC exam. This was in 1967 and he cleared it in the first attempt. And he did not go for IAS, instead he went for IPS. So he started his career as a police officer. And that spanned for close to 7 years. Now, before we get to the further disclosing of the suspense part, let's get on to our meeting itinerary first. Now, today, as we are celebrating our special day, this won't be happening with me alone. Though I'll be the host of the meeting, there are a number of other role players who will be assisting me in this. Now, our meeting would be divided into 3 parts. The first would be the prepared speech section. The second would be the impromptu speak section. And the third would be the evaluation section. Now, regarding the role players, we already got introduced to our Sergeant at Arms, that is Toastmaster Nikhil, who opened the meeting on a very energetic note. So, he would be our Sergeant at Arms for the day. And now, let's get on to our next role player. You already got introduced to him, our president of the club, that is Toastmaster Raghvendra. And he was the one who set the tone for the meeting by explaining why do we have this meeting today on a special occasion. Thank you, Raghvendra, for that. Now here, as we progress further, we have a tag team out here. Tag. Now, what does this mean? T stands for timer, A stands for our counter, and G stands for grammarian. Now, timer is the one who would keep the track of the time because Toastmasters harps on starting as well as ending the things on time. So we have a dual role player today, Toastmaster Nikhil. He would be keeping the track of our time as well. And as we progress further, he would be walking us through how many minutes would be taken for a prepared speech, then how many for an impromptu speech, likewise. After that, we have an A counter. Now, we have joined all Toastmasters so that we can have a flawless speech. Of course, Rome was not built in a day. This does not happen overnight. But obviously, this has to happen by taking baby steps. And who would help us in taking these baby steps? As our freedom fighters took those baby steps, and that's why we were free. We have our very, I would say, altruistic Toastmaster Abhishek Verma. He would be the A counter for the day. I would request Toastmaster Abhishek to explain his role as the A counter. Over to you, Abhishek.
I hope I am audible and visible to everyone in the meeting room. So greetings to President, area directors, Toastmaster Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. My name is Abhishek Verma and I am playing the role of the R counter. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutches or pause fillers by the speakers. During the meeting, I will listen for any overused words, including and, well, but, so, you know. I'll also listen for filler sounds such as or. I will note when a speaker repeats a word, phrase, or a sentence, such as I, and then, maybe, you know. At the end of the meeting, I will report with the number of times each speaker uses these expressions. With this, I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster today. Thank you.
Thank you, our counter Toastmaster Abhishek. Now comes to the G part, that is the grammarian. Now, okay, we are there to be flawless speakers, but should we be monotonous in our speech? Obviously not. We should always be there to embellish our speech with vocabulary. And how do we help in improving our own vocabulary? For this, we have a dedicated role player, that is the grammarian. He would like to introduce us with the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day. And also many other things are there under his kitty. Let me pass on the control to the grammarian, Toastmaster Rohan. Over to you, Rohan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning, President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. A very good morning to you all. And I wish you all a very happy Independence Day to be coming in within 2 days. Myself, Toastmaster Rohan, I am a grammarian for today's meeting. My role as a grammarian is to note down good usage as well as poor usage of the words and to provide the meaning and their correct usage. With that, let me introduce you with the word of the day and the phrase of the day. The word of the day for today is aggrandize. The meaning is to enhance power, wealth, or status. Example, a generous grant enabled the library to significantly aggrandize its collection of books on tap. The second example is he hoped to aggrandize himself by dying a hero's death. Phrase of the day. Phrase of the day is kick up your heels. The meaning is to feel or express joy or triumph. Example, after a final exams, we kicked up our heels and had a real good party. I would request if you allow me to share my screen.
You can share.
Thank you. With that, I urge everybody to use the word of the day and phrase of the day. Anybody? Guest? Word of the day? Okay, fine. Then,
I would like to use the phrase of the day.
yeah.
After giving my first icebreaker speech, I kicked up my heels and went towards her.
Very good, Abhishek. Thank you.
Okay, if I can make a sentence. Today I've joined this meeting to kick up my heels and aggrandize my skills.
Very well used word of the day and a phrase of the day in a single sentence. Thank you very much. As the meeting progresses, I would urge every one of you to use the word of the day and a phrase of the day. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Now the tag team is in place. Now, this tag team is a part of the overall evaluation team. And there is someone who would be evaluating the meeting on the whole as to how it went and how it could be improved further. Like, for example, when Ajit Doval used to fulfill each and every mission, they used to have this review meeting. Of course, it used to be in all its secrecy. Not all the cabinet ministers knew about it. That how could we do better and take lesser time to fulfill it. All his heroic deeds would be discussed as we progress further with the meeting. Till then, I would like to call upon our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Minal. So let me quickly tell what I will be doing over here as a general evaluator. As a general evaluator, I will be keeping a bird eye view throughout the meeting. I will note down each and every role player, how they have performed their duties. And towards the end of the meeting, I will give my comments for each and every role player so that we could embellish our role players in the further speeches. With that, I would like to give control back to Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster Minal.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Now, before we begin with the prepared speech section, let's go further with Ajit Doval, that he became an IPS and he had studied in North India entirely, but his first posting he got was in Kerala. And therein, in the very first year of his posting, he witnessed a massive mob lynching that happened. And what was the result of this mob lynching? Robberies, loot, scoot, and everything that we could imagine under the sun. And therein, it so happened that one of the IPS officers initially posted there had got killed. So it was not something that everyone would like to venture into it. No one was ready to make their hands dirty over that. People were preferring to stay aloof. Then Ajit Doval ventured over there. He volunteered. He said, okay, post me over there to that area of Kerala, and within 3 months, I'll give you the results. If not, I will resign. That's how he went there. And within 3 months, he cleared off everything. He not just nabbed the thieves, did not just nab the robbers, but whatever they had looted and scooted, he made them return it to the people over there. That was the very first and the heroic example of its kind. And due to this, he also received a President's Medal. And he was the first and the only police officer till date to receive a President's Medal for something like this. Generally, President's Medal you get after you serve for 8 to 10 years or something. He got it within first year of his service. That was Ajit Doval for you. It is still there. And now, let's get on to our first section, that is the prepared speech section. For the benefit of the guests, let me tell you that Toastmasters International has prescribed a self-learning or a self-paced format known as pathways. Out of 11 pathways, you have to choose one at the beginning. There is no upper limit on how many you can choose, but the first one which is available from them as complementary path, you have to go through that. And right now, we are having our first speaker taking up that path. Now, before this, I would like to ask our timer, that is Toastmaster Nikhil, to just explain what are the timelines of this speech. And then I will pass on the control to the evaluator. Nikhil, over to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning, President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. My name is Nikhil, and today I'll be playing the role of timer. I'll be monitoring time for all speeches. I will raise green flag when speaker reaches minimum required time, yellow flag when speaker reaches mid allocated time, and red flag when speaker reaches maximum allocated time. Speakers will get 30 seconds of grace time. After that, speaker will be disqualified. So there are 5 to 7 minutes for prepared speeches, 2 to 3 minutes for evaluator speeches, 1 to 2 minutes for table topic speeches, and 5 to 9 minutes for general evaluator speech. And I wish best luck for all speakers. Thank you. And I would like to give stage back to Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, timer Toastmaster Nikhil. Now, before we have our first speaker on the stage, let me call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Venkatesh, to explain the objectives of his speech. Over to you, Venkatesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Distinguished Toastmaster Minal. Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, Area F3 Director, Area C5 Director, Division B Director, and all the guests and fellow Toastmasters. A very good morning. Speaker 1 is delivering his speech from a pathway manual, that is persuasive influence, from a level 1. And the purpose of his speech is to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. I'm sure speaker will aggrandize today and he will kick up the hills. I wish all the best to Speaker Toastmaster Jai Singh. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster Meena. Thank you.
Thank you, evaluator Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now, I hereby call upon our very first speaker for the day, that is Toastmaster Jay. Goal or journey? Goal or journey? Toastmaster Jay, over to you.
Thank you. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. That's said by the master of sales, Zig Ziglar. I read this quote in 1999 in my 10th standard. At that time, I was not able to understand this. Hey, what is this? But how I realized the importance of this, I want to tell you today. Dear district leaders, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmaster, very good morning to all of you. It was my second job after my diploma in mechanical. I went to Gurgaon, Haryana, and joined Satyam Auto Components. I was the part of design team. We were making the Splendor tubular and sheet metal parts. During that, I was facing challenges because of my limited knowledge of these parts. How to make the tube, how to bend the sheet metal. I was really frustrated. Hey, what the hell is this going on? And in the dilemma, let me quit my job because I can't do this. I don't have that competency. I decided to find a new job for me. I went to the Xerox shop and asked for 2-3 copies of my resume. He told me to, hey, wait. He was printing a book. I read the front page of the book. The book title was Designing of Sheet Metal and Tubular Components. I caught a light of hope. I asked, hey, can you can you print one more copy for me? But the shop owner clearly denied. He said, sir, I can't print it without the permission from the book owner. He was right. Then I asked him, hey, can you give me his contact detail, his name, his number, his address? I will contact to him. I will ask him. And said, sir, I don't know. I know only his name. His name is Viraj and he is living in Hansraj colony. I said, okay. If the owner came, please take his number and I will take you from tomorrow. All went well. Then I went back. Then whole night I was thinking, why the Xerox shop guy will take the efforts to take the number? What if the book owner refused to give the contact details? Hey, what will happen? Then I said, why I don't ask myself? Let me go to him, meet him, and then try. Then I decided, okay, Jay, let's go ahead. On next day, it was Sunday, I decided to meet the book owner and I will ask by myself to him. I had my breakfast at 9 o'clock and reached to the Hansras colony. There were approx 1,000 plus homes. You can understand how the structure of a colony and all this. I knocked on the first door and asked for Viraj. Hey, can I meet to Viraj, please? Honor said, there is no one Viraj in entire street. And I said, okay, sorry, might be it's my mistake. Then I went to the next street and do the same. Knock, knock. Hey, I want to meet the Viraj. He's one of my best friend. So yesterday I came and I just want to meet him. He said, Viraj is no more here. He already went to US last week. It means that guy not be the same. Then I went after 2 hours, 3 hours. I knocked the door again, and this time the owner said, hey, yes, just wait for 2 minutes. Let me call Viraj. I was happy. Yes, at the end, the situation got sorted out. And Viraj came. He was only 10-year-old boy. How could he read the so many books? And I say, okay, sorry, my friend is different. Then next, 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 next. It's 3 p.m. The summer was on extreme. My water bottle was run out of water. But still, I knocked one more door with the hope. And this time I got the Viraj. I found him. He was surprised how I got him. I narrated him my entire story and he was happily said, okay, you can take the printout. It's fine for me. And he has also shared his notes to me. I was very happy. That night I learned entire book. My 80% problem got solved. Later I realized, then I found, hey, I'm shameless to ask the questions. I am consistent and never afraid to the failures. And my friends, getting that book was not the main. The important was the journey, the event. And that journey still I'm using. My goal was the communication. I became the president of Toastmaster Club Pune Northwest. Is that done? No. Then I went for the area director. It's done? Not. Then the third. I just added the milestones. Now today I'm working as a division director. But that is the journey only. And this is the message which I want to give to each and everyone. My friends, if you want to success, then focus on the journey. Focus on the process. That's it. Success is not a destination, it's a journey, as said by Zig Ziglar. And with this, let me give the control back to the presiding or Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
That was indeed energizing, Toastmaster Jay. And yes, focus on the journey and not the goal. You're ultimately going to get your goal some of the other day. Now, before we start or to the next section, I have a small quiz for you. Before that, you might be a little surprised that whichever role players I introduced, I did not introduce their background to you. Reason being, this is an Independence Day special meeting. That's why I just thought that why not equate them with one of our historical characters, with some of the historical characters who I found that they identify themselves well with them. Now, let me tell you what I found out over here. Now, let's start with our Sergeant at Arms come timer. Nikhil, which qualities did I find in him? And those were of Surya Sen. Surya Sen reminds us of the Chittagong Armory raid. Chittagong is now a part of Bangladesh, but when we had a united India at that time. So he, Pritilata Vaddedar and Kalpana, I don't remember her second name. So all three of them had actually raided an armory. And they made sure that the armors are being sent, means the armory is being sent to their own people. That is what exactly our Sergeant at Arms did today. That I am gathering all my energy and passing it across. So I would equate Nikhil to Surya Sen. Now coming to our counter, Toastmaster Abhishek. I would like to equate him with Khudiram Bose. He was the founder of the Anushilan Samiti. And he was a person who used to document things really very well. And that is what exactly our Abhishek Verma does. Rightly said, because last year he was the winner of the Excellence in Parliamentary Procedures Award. Kudos for that. And now coming to our grammarian. He is also our VP Education. So for him, I would like to equate him with Savarkar, I would say. That anything, even on the war footing, he will never give up. Till the end, he will try, because I have seen his efforts. That till the end, he was struggling to get the role plays, but finally he made it. And that's why I would equate him with Savarkar. If you really want to know your nicknames as to what sobriquet I would like to give you people, hold on till the end of the meeting. Now, coming back to Ajit Doval. This was regarding his President's Medal, and things were not that simple. In 70s, exactly to be speaking, in 71 or 72, there was an unrest in Mizoram, our northeastern state, Mizoram, because they wanted to be a separate nation altogether. Mizoram didn't want to be a part of India. And it was led by whom? There was a person known as Lal Denga. His name was Lal Denga. And he was followed by 7 commanders. And those 7 commanders had actually created this political unrest in Mizoram. And therein, it was the same situation as the situation in the Naxal-bound areas right now in eastern India. Same. No one was ready to put their foot down there. And at that time, Ajit Doval again came up. He said that, let me go to Mizoram. I'll handle this. And then what he tried was, and the fact was that at that time, even the national government of India had given him the leeway that, okay, do whatever you want to, but just make sure that Mizoram doesn't separate from us. That's our main objective. Then what he did was divide and rule. He applied that tactics over there. Out of the 7 commanders, he poached on 6 commanders. He got them by his side. So Lal Denga got to know that only 1 commander is by my side now. What am I going to do alone? And then they had a roundtable conference out there, confidential, because this was never published in any of the newspapers because of that. They had a roundtable conference, and therein he gave up an offer to Lal Denga that, okay, I'll make you the Chief Minister of Mizoram, provided you're not separating Mizoram from India. Mizoram will be an integral part of India only. If that's acceptable to you, come through. Otherwise, our army is there to strike you. And then if you get lynched in that, don't tell me. And Lal Denga had no other option. He had to relinquish. And then finally, this was another success story in the name of Ajit Doval. That's again Ajit Doval for you. And whenever he is being interviewed, he never mentions about this, because being secretive is the first policy that has to be followed when you're a part of RAW or IB even. Because being even into a police, he unofficially used to do these jobs for 7 years at least. First 7 years of getting inducted into police service. Now, as I said, we are going to celebrate the unsung heroes of District 125 as well. Let me mention one such person over here. Under my area, I have a club, Genesis Toastmasters Club. On paper, it's the oldest club of Pune, oldest community club of Pune, even older than TMCP, our parent club, Toastmasters Club of Pune. But they had their shares of downs, I would say. Ups were also there, but downs were also there. And it had reached the level of rock bottom, such that people had literally given up on that club. And exactly 3 years back, a person pitched in. And he took the responsibility because the membership count of the club had gone to 4. Once upon a time, the count was 40. And now it had gone to 4. Just imagine. So there was no 100% EXCOM also in place. And then someone was inducted as the club coach. And we already know what are the success stories of the club coaches. Very few club coaches really make it. And for him, everything was challenging. Firstly, it was a community club. So where to gather people from, whom to approach, who were the past members. Everything had to be started from the scratch, literally. But this person did not give up. He relentlessly made efforts and revived the club successfully. And from his count of 4, he made the club reach a count of 28. And this happened within 1 year of he getting inducted as the club coach. And in spite of all that, he preferred keeping a low profile. Otherwise, he would have been the DTM by now, by the double credit rule. But he preferred staying low. And he was none other than Toastmaster Manu Nair. He is one of the kingpins of the Pimpri Toastmasters Club. And believe me, guys, being a club coach is not all that easy. I have been one, I can say that. So he is one of the unsung heroes of District 125. We will get more to that. Before that, let me ask the president that we are done with the prepared speech section. So do we have the break now, or we'll go with the impromptu speaking and then we can have the break? Up to you.
We can continue today as we have less, so we can have a big break after table topics.
Table
for
topics.
For informal chit chat. Yes.
Cool. So we'll come more to the success stories of Ajit Doval and the unsung heroes of District 125. Now, let me pass on the control to our table topic master, who is, I would say, extra energetic, full of creative ideas. Just give her any role and she is there to come up with something new. If you ask me in terms of independence movement, whom would I equate her with? So I would equate her with Dr. Annie Besant. She had worked with Lokmanya Tilak to come up with something really great, the Kesari and the Maratha newspapers that we know of. So I call upon our table topic masters for the day, Toastmaster Insia. Over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Minal. That was indeed a beautiful introduction. Good morning, everybody. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, area directors present. A very, very good morning to one and all. Okay, so firstly, before starting the impromptu session, for the benefit of guests, I would like to introduce you what the table topic session is. Basically, the table topic session is where you will be given with a topic and you have to think on the feet and speak about the topic for 1 minute, that is the least, and 2 minutes the maximum. The timer here will be showing you cards accordingly. 1 minute green card, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow card, 2 minutes red card, and there will be a 30 seconds grace period. So I hope everybody is clear with the table topic session, especially the guests. Okay, so now moving forward, we have our table topic session today, and as we know that we are here to celebrate some of the heroes that has contributed so much so much to India. So today's table topic session is basically where I will be showing you a picture of a personality who has contributed a lot to India, and you need to speak about that. So just a second. Can everybody see my screen? Yes? Okay. So before that, do I have any volunteer who would like to come up? Or I can ask one seasoned Toastmaster to start with it so that we will understand how does it help? How does the table topic work? So is it okay if I can ask our area director Purva to come up, because I can see her in the... Yes. Would you like to go first, Toastmaster Purva?
Hello, Sia.
Hi.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay. So the question would be same. The thing is the picture will be changing. So the question is, what would you learn from? Okay. So what would you learn from? And the person that I would like you to talk about is what, Toastmaster Purva, what would you learn from Mahatma Gandhi? Toastmaster Purva, what would you learn from Mahatma Gandhi?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster NCR, for giving me this wonderful topic. And I wish everyone a very happy Independence Day. And this topic, what would I learn from Mahatma Gandhi? I mean, all of us know that Mahatma Gandhi is the father of nation. And the main idea that he preached about is to use the products of our own country rather than subscribing to the products of foreign nations. So that is the main idea that I most likely remember or associate him with. And in today's life, or in today's generation, we see that more and more people are actually agreeing with this, because what happened is, like, few years back, if you see, 20 to 30 years back, there was a craze in India wherein imported products, or products which had a foreign tag to them. Let's say it's from America, or like if even when I was a kid, my whenever my granny would go to America, she would bring me chocolates. I would say, "Oh yeah, she brought me chocolates from America and this and that." But or she brought me some goodies from America, and I really valued it, because that is how we were raised, to value imported products. But The thing is, in Hindi they say "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar," which basically means that you don't value the things which you already have. And India is a nation where I guess we have better things than the foreign products. And in fact, the foreigners are now embracing Indian culture and Indian products, like the yoga and everything. So we actually should value the things that we have been raised with. That is the best thing we have, and let's recollect the best things that we have and use it. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pura. That was actually something which I would also incorporate in my life, that is not using products which are not Indian. So, well done. Now, do I have any volunteer who would like to go second? Any guests? Maybe?
I can take on.
Yes. Okay. So, guest Manoj, what would you like to learn from Bhagat Singh? So, guest Manoj, what would you like to learn from Bhagat Singh?
When your passion becomes your profession, you can take on the complete world. Bhagat Singh, a young man in his 20s, took up arms against the Britishers. Yes, during that time, everybody were fed up with the Britishers who were ruling us for nearly 200 years. India was once the golden board of the world. India was once the seat of learning in the complete world. But Britishers looted it for 200 years, enslaved people. It requires real courage to stand against those Britishers because they had spread their tentacles all around the complete society. And Bhagat Singh, without bothering, as a young man, you have your own dreams. But his dream, his passion was to free India, to stand up against the Britishers. It wasn't that easy. But he made that attempt to stand out. When you stand up, you stand out. He aggrandized his effort. He kicked off his heels to stand up and did his best to prove his mettle to serve motherland. If you see the history of India, Indian Army also, there are more number of young officers who have laid down their lives in different wars. The latest being Dil Mange More. The famous chant was given by Bikram Batra in 1999. In the icy heights of Kargil, he fought for India to unfold that tricolor on the icy heights. So this teaches us the lineage of Bhagat Singh is still continuing. Our young people are there to showcase the passion within them, to kick up their heels and to aggrandize and make India the best in the world. Thank you.
Very well said, guest Manoj. I think that's a very good learning, that we need to stand up for what we want, and that's indeed a great learning. Who would like to go next? Do I have any volunteers? Guest Kavita, would you like to try?
Yes, ma'am. I will try.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Kavita, what would you learn from Jawaharlal Nehru? So, what would you learn from Jawaharlal Nehru? Toastmaster Kavita.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for giving me the wonderful topic. Um, Actually, current situation we are living for our family, but Jawaharlal Nehru family is lived for our nation. So that I always believe sometimes we are all I feel most of them are selfish, but they are like they're living for people is really great things. So whenever I think of there, even though there are many losses, emotional, there are many things, still they are considered about our people and lived for our people. So even many children loved Jawaharlal Nehru because of their kindness and their willingness to do for people. I always inspired by Jawaharlal Nehru. Is really a very wonderful person. Is completely he dedicated his life to our people. So thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kavita. Now, do I have any other volunteers for, or should I pick? I can see guest Himangi. So I think Toastmaster Himangi, if I'm not wrong. Would
Hello.
you like to try?
Sure. Hi, Insia. I
Hi.
would like.
Okay. So Toastmaster Himangi, what would you like to learn from Rani Lakshmi Bai? So Toastmaster Himangi, what would you like to learn from Rani Lakshmi Bai?
Sure. Thank you so much, Table Topics Master, for giving me this topic. And first of all, I would like to wish everyone a very happy Independence Day in advance. So, what I would like to learn from Rani Lakshmi Bai? I think Rani Lakshmi Bai is a woman who made a history in India's independence. Rani Lakshmi Bai fought for independence of not only the country as India, but she also fought for independence for women. Because when we were not independent as a nation, there were a lot of challenges that women were facing, or women were deprived of lot many opportunities. And she made sure that she made men believe that you should never treat women as emotional human being, or rather women are equally competent and potential to do any given task. So she, even when she was fighting, we have seen her pictures where she's carrying her baby behind and she's fighting against the warriors and making sure that we are living in a safe society wherein people are getting a better education, where people are living a value system which will help maybe children know why it is important to have a independence in the country. And of course, I believe women empowerment was the motive behind Rani Lakshmi Bai's initiatives that she took place in her entire journey. So I believe she is an ideal example that every women should be considering of. Thank you so much, and over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himangi. I agree to whatever you've said. Now, do I have anybody else? As a guest Ajay, would you like to try?
Yes, I want to try.
Okay. So, guest Ajay, the question for you is, what would you do if you were? Okay, so what would you do if you were Virat Kohli? So, guest Ajay, what would you do if you were Virat Kohli?
First of all, a happy independence to all, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk on the topic of the day.
Virat, as a Virat Kohli, I first of all I want to be thankful that we got such a great player in our Indian cricket team, who is not just helping India to win, but also helping uh, to grow other team players as well as a good cricketer. The best thing which I want Virat Kohli to learn is, means he's a champion, everybody knows, but then the calmness which Mahendra Singh Dhoni has, which I want Virat Kohli to learn. But apart from them, I think he is a perfect you can say a captain of the India, and there are so many things to learn from him. One of the thing which actually I admire is the level of fitness he has, and I also, after watching him, I try to do workout and go to the gym and keep myself fit. And the other things are the way he talk to the people, even in public and even at non-public places, like even in some the gatherings, when I saw him in some TV episodes, he is such a great person to be with. And I think that's it from me. Thanks.
Thank you, guest Ajay. You really did well. Now, who else would want to go? I can see a raised hand of Toastmaster Rohan. Okay, so Toastmaster Rohan. Okay, what would you do if you were Sania Mirza? So Toastmaster Rohan, what would you do if you were Sania Mirza?
Good morning once again to all. What would I do if I would have been a Sania Mirza? Sania Mirza is a wonderful person. She is a great player. I would, if I would have been a Sania Mirza, I would have stayed in India and played for India. Right now, she is playing for India, though she has married to our neighboring country, Pakistan, one of the Pakistanis. She is a great patriot, I think. Now, being married, still she wants to play where she has born. And it's really a great feeling that if wherever you stay, whatever you do, you should never forget your country. You should always pay your country and where you have born, where you have been brought up, the country, the land which has given you so much. So that is what Sania Mirza right now is doing. Sorry for that, but she is a great person, and I would like to really follow her what she is doing at present. Wherever I stay, if I am going to any abroad for any assignment or something, but I would never forget my country, and my country would be first for me. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Now, who would like to go next? Any guests who would like to try? We have guest Manoj. Guest Manoj, would you like to try?
I think
I
he
was the
went
second
first.
speaker.
Yeah. Okay, you already tried. We have Rahul. We have Reshmi. Would you like to try?
Yes, I can try.
Okay,
Rahul.
Rahul. Okay. So, guest Rahul, have you switched on your video? Will it be possible for you to switch on your video?
Yes, yes, yes. I can.
Okay. So,
Is it
guest
visible?
Rahul,
Yes.
your topic is what would you like to learn from what would you like to learn from Narendra Modi? Yes, Rahul, what would you like to learn from Narendra Modi?
Yes. First of all, happy Independence Day to all. Uh, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Uh, about the Narendra Modi, I want to say he's a really servant leaders who is believed to serve the people uh, rather than take the opportunity of his positions. So he is the leader who spread the awareness among the Indians to make the things clean and to take the responsibilities. He also spread the awareness about the health issues, the yogas, and Modi is not known only in India. He's also world-known leaders who take the India's positions to the different level. What was the early 10 years ago the image of India in the world, and what is the now image of the India in the world? So he's a really, I think he's the best prime minister among the last 1 decade, I think, uh, and I would like that Modi is coming with the historical infrastructure development of India, and I would like to continue with. Okay, so thank you for giving me an opportunity for the speaking, and again, happy Independence to all in advance. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Rahul. Now, I can see Toastmaster Devai also. Toastmaster Devai, would you like to try?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Devai, you're audible. Okay. So, Toastmaster Devai, I cannot see you. If you can just turn on your video.
Sorry, I can't turn on my video right now. Can I speak only?
Okay. So, Toastmaster Devai, what would you do if you were, okay, what would you do if you were Mother Teresa? So, Toastmaster Devai, what would you do if you were Mother Teresa?
First of all, good morning, good afternoon, all of you, and thanks for giving me opportunity to what I will do if I would be Mother Teresa. So, what I basically admire from her is how she helps people throughout her life, despite from the challenges she is facing in her life, and help so many children as well as people in her whole life. So I really would like to take that from her. So that's it from my side. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, that's
Am I
it.
audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So, Toastmaster Amia, would you like to try? Hello? Toastmaster Amia? Okay. I think she cannot hear me. Do we have any other volunteers, Reshmi?
Yeah, I can give it a try.
Okay. So, guest Reshmi, what would you like to learn from APJ Abdul Kalam? So, what would you like to learn from APJ Abdul Kalam?
Okay. So first of all, a very good morning to one and all, and a very happy Independence. So I admire our late President APJ Abdul Kalam, and I would like to learn a lot of things from him. But I think one of the quality that he had was his humility. Even though he was a man with so much of knowledge, and he was a scientist who had delivered so many projects for India. But I think what stood out in him, and because of which so many people loved him, was his humility, right? So that's something which I would like to learn from him and incorporate within myself. So thank you, what you, Toastmaster NCR.
Thank you, guest Reshmi. With this, I think we can end our table topic session for today. I hope that we all enjoyed the session. And with this, I give control back to our Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Minal.
Thank you. Table topic master, Toastmaster in CI, you actually aggrandized the meeting today by the exciting table topics aligned with the theme very much. Thank you for that. Now, before we get further, I would like to know from the timer that whether Toastmaster Jay was qualified in his prepared speech section, and amongst the table topic speakers, have all of them qualified. Over to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So Toastmaster Jai Singh, he completed his speech in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. So he's qualified for his prepared speech. For table topic speeches, Toastmaster Purva, she completed her speech in 2 minutes 10 seconds. Guest Manoj completed in 2 minutes 15 seconds. Guest Kavita completed her speech in 1 minute 13 seconds. Guest Himangi completed her speech in 1 minute 59 seconds. Guest Ajay completed his speech in 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Rohan completed his speech in 1 minute 25 seconds. Guest Rahul took 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Devai took 55 seconds. Guest Rashmi took 58 seconds. So Toastmaster Devai, guest Rashmi, they disqualified for table topic speeches.
Okay.
All other are qualified. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, timer, for keeping the track. Now, before we get further, let me take the opinion poll out here that today being a special meeting, should we have the voting for the best speaker? Well, best speaker by default, it would be Jay because we had only one speaker. But for table topic speakers, do we need to have the voting today? Can we forego it or should we have it? I'll go with the majority. I have no problem.
I think we can forgo for the voting. We have like excellent. It would be quite difficult to choose one of them. So
Exactly.
don't let stress the audience selecting best among the best.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not put them in the dilemma altogether. So that's how it would work. Now, let me give a couple of sobriquets which I kept for my role players today. Starting with the president. For Raghvendra, I guess I have not given any name. I'll give the name now. And that is Tatya Tope. Because he was the Kranti Guru for Rani Lakshmi Bai. The inspirer for Rani Lakshmi Bai. And the same he is doing for his area B1 right now. So it would be Tatya Tope for you. I'll start with our first speaker. That is Toastmaster Jay. And for Jay, I would like to equate him with one of our very sincere revolutionaries, Ashfaqullah Khan. He was one amongst those involved in the Kakori train action. And therein, he was the person who, when he left from home, he had said that I'll either come back with the flag or I'll either come back with the flag around me. And the second thing, of course, came true. and he is remembered till date for that bravery of his. So I would equate Jai Singh with that, because I know the heroic acts that he had committed when he was the club president. So kudos to you for that. Now coming to our evaluator, that is Toastmaster Venkatesh. I would like to equate him with another revolutionary, that is Rajendra Lahiri. As I said, we are celebrating the unsung heroes, and these people are not much talked about even in the newspapers. We know about that. So Rajendra Lahiri, late Rajendra Lahiri, he was also a part of the Kakori train action, and he was the very first person to take care that none of the people get injured in the train action, because their purpose was just to loot the booty and not to claim anyone's lives. So he was at the forefront regarding that. And the same goes with Toastmaster Venkatesh, that last year when he was the AD, he took a proper care that no one gets hurt because of any of the actions. And the same is being carried forward as Division F Director, if I know you well. So that's how my equation goes around. Now we will nickname the other role players as well. Chandrasekhar, I know you have been waiting with bated breath. Your turn will also come. Don't worry about that. Now coming to Ajit Doval's bravery. This was about 70s. Now let's talk about his bravery in 80s. In 80s, we know that Punjab was clamped with terrorism completely. And that was because of the demand for Khalistan by some of the Sikhs. And that's why this Operation Blue Star, we know what had happened. But we are talking about the after effects where Ajit Doval came into picture. Because he had gotten information as the IB, because he had transferred from the police service to IB, Intelligence Bureau. So therein he had got a tip that post-Operation Blue Star, the Sikhs are on a mission to completely annihilate Punjab, in fact, wipe it out and convert it into Khalistan. And they had started with all those preparations in Golden Temple again, because Indira Gandhi was already dead, Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister, and he was already entangled in the Bofors scam and everything. He had no time to look at Amritsar. But Ajit Doval had got the tip, and he said, okay, I will take this up. What he did was, he disguised himself as a rickshawala, and he started ferrying the passengers in and around Amritsar, Golden Temple of Amritsar. But he did not wear a pagdi and anything, which the Sikhs normally wear. So people could make out that he does not belong to this area. He is an outsider. But now the question was, Ajit Doval was ferrying the passengers outside Amritsar, but now how to confirm that the arms and everything are there inside? He needs to go inside for that. How to make an entry? And then he tried to make an entry as a Bhakt, but then someone caught him that your facial expressions don't seem to be that of a Bhakt. You're a spy. Tell us who you are. And then he lied in a very sophisticated manner that people could not even catch him up. He said, I am an agent of ISI, Pakistan. This is on record, so people. I am an agent of Pakistan. And that's how he had mentioned his pet name. Then he said, what's your name? I said, I can't reveal my real name, but the name given by the ISI people to me is Penta. That was his name, Penta. And that's how, because he was caught inside, he got to know how many arms are there, what preparations are these people up to. And then when he went back, he informed about everything to the Indian military forces that we have to catch them. By any means, we have to catch these people. And this operation was known as Operation Black Thunder. It is also known as Operation Thunderbolt, which happened in 1988. And they literally wiped off the entire thing, because all three forces, Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, everyone was into action. Each and everyone. And they wiped it off completely. And due to this success of the operation, Ajit Doval was awarded the Kirti Chakra, the third highest military award. And this is again a record of its type, because he was not a military person. He was an IB person, Intelligence Bureau person. But still he got this military award because he had done something very much extraordinary. And you won't find this much in the newspaper, because in interview he flatly denies it. No, I was not a part of it. That is needed to maintain the secret. Otherwise his life would be in danger. And we can't afford to lose Ajit Doval, right? Person like him. So that's again Ajit Doval for you. This was him in 80s. Now we'll get back to him for 90s and what he did in 2000. Time to appreciate one more unsung hero of District 125. And that is none other than DTM Nagappan Palniyappan. He is a veteran member of Toastmasters Club of Pune, our worked as an AD. Right now, he's one of the extended team members of the district. But his contribution actually came through when we were plugged by COVID. And at that time, many of the veterans left the club, many of the veterans left the district itself. But he was the only person who stood behind DTM Prasad Sovni sir to sustain the club and to keep it intact. So for one entire year, he was the VP membership and he worked day in, day out to keep it going. After that, he was also the president and he never claimed that he did that. Never. Even now, if you talk to him, he will not even open up this topic. Those who know him very well, I would say Venkatesh or Jay, we know what sort of person he is, in fact. He will never claim of anything that he has done. He is another unsung hero of District 125. Last year, he was a part of the audit committee as well. He was felicitated for that at Crescendo. But still, he never made a mention of it. On the contrary, he always asked the person at the other end, did you get felicitated? That is he. That is Nagappan sir for you. Now, it's 12:17. Let's have a break for how much time, Raghvendra? 5 minutes?
Yes.
For 5 minutes. We'll reassemble at 12:22 p.m. Till then, let's take a bio break.
Forum is open for informal chat. So anyone want to share any comments, feedback, anything? Forum is open.
Yeah. Hello all.
Yes, Purva. Nice to see
Yeah, I
you.
was actually waiting for joining the milestone meeting in person, but I guess it has been shifted to the next week.
Yes.
It will be at the same time, I guess, 11 a.m.
Yes. So please join at Polytechnic Kaliwadi in person. Yes.
It would be like 20 kilometers from my place, but yes, I will try to join for sure. Because
For sure.
meeting in person is altogether a different experience,
Yes.
and it is worth it. Even if the travel it will be like long drive thing, so it's fine.
Yes,
Morning
so
ka long drive.
enjoy the good weather due to the rain.
Yes.
Nice. Good that you joined. Really
Yes.
appreciate Area Director Toastmaster Purva.
Also, all the guests present here, please share your contact details and mail ID, so we can add you in our future the group where we send our notification and everything. So you will receive upcoming information like milestone meeting, educational session, club contest. The various thing has been planned for next couple of meetings, so you can take part and attend those sessions.
Thanks, Raghvendra.
Also, anyone here who is a visiting Toastmaster, like Toastmaster from another club, like Purva. I see Manoj and others are.
Guest Ajay, are you Toastmaster or?
No, I'm a guest.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So today is your first meeting or you have attended before?
No, actually, last week also I attended in-person meeting, and today also I was actually at the college only. So at 11 o'clock. So but then later I came to know it's online. So I joined.
Because many are traveling because of the
Yeah.
long weekend. So we decided to have an online, but normally it is a hybrid and in person.
Yes.
So
Yesterday I was at the Wakad. So we had the same issue faced. There are only 7 or 8 members there.
Okay.
So this is we don't find such kind of a
in
vacation
only festival season or like long weekend, it happens. Many people travel.
And I
Yeah,
just
I guess
cancelled.
members can travel, but district officers they have they can't travel so much. They have to be present everywhere.
Right. Actually, there was one plan which I cancelled, and I'm here to complete some work, so I am staying behind. The ticket was everything was there. We are friends, our colleagues, company friend. They have planned a trip to Ujjain, but there was some office emergency and this many things, so I cancelled my plan. I won't be I also wasn't can't be so I would be also been absent if I wasn't cancelled. The cancel. Okay, 17. 1
And
minute.
also one more thing, I think. So how long is the break? It's 5 minutes long.
5 minutes. 1 more minute to go. 17. So at
Okay,
20
and I
minutes.
was going to say that I really like the way Minal ma'am has equated every club officer and every role player to this freedom fighter. It is not easy to do it, okay, to equate it. You
Yes,
have to think so much in advance. She's so creative and intelligent that
yeah,
you
yeah.
were able to do it, Minal ma'am. I mean, this is very nice. I really liked it. As
That's
a
one.
guest, I mean.
Yes, sir. That's very one thing. She brings that novelty in each meeting. Previously,
Very
she did
unique.
something with the chocolate or something, I guess. Oh, yeah, sorry, it was Insia. And earlier she did similar kind of a one kind of a experiment. We have a like good we brings innovation and experiment various thing. That's very like brings entertainment to the meeting.
So, guest
Thank you.
Purva, just for your information, for 15th August and 26th of January are reserved for Toastmaster Minal because she does it so beautifully that we always want her to host it. The 26th January and 15th August theme.
Wow.
So
Yes,
it's
sir.
reserved, so nobody has to say anything on that. We by default put her name as a Toastmaster of the day.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, not only just this independence, she can take up Bollywood themes or Diwali themes. She can take up anything. In fact, when we were in DOTP, she was telling us about all those Bollywood movies and the characters in so detail. They were so old movies at the time. I was not even born. She was telling, and my fellow area director Neha Jaju was there, and she was so overwhelmed. She took 10 minutes to that to realize that Meenal ma'am is talking at another level and that we are not able to catch up to it.
Yeah.
So silent at that point. But yeah, it's amazing, Meenal ma'am, that you are so insightful and knowledgeable. It's
Yes.
worthy of appreciating.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I am obliged, in fact, and I always feel happy to host this special event so that we can have masti sort of thing over here.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's reassemble. Okay, now just a minute. Okay. Now, before we get on to our evaluation section and I call upon the general evaluator and give his nickname, let me tell you one more karnama of Ajit Doval, which is nowhere on records. And at the end of the meeting, I'll also tell you how did I get to know about all these things, authentic things. Now, in 90s, now this was about 80s, Operation Black Thunder. Now came 90s, that is 1991. And 1991 was the period when Kashmir was plagued with all the terrorist activities. And we know the reason, that it was all from our neighboring country. The youth was being misled into believing that India is your enemy and all that crap which we come through. And amongst all that, one more thing happened which could have actually put India in a very bad light. There was an ambassador from Romania. I'm not able to recall his name. He was kidnapped by the Taliban, Afghanistan. He was kidnapped. And that was at the behest of our neighboring country. They didn't do it on their own because we were not on any enmity grounds with Afghanistan. They did that at the behest of our neighboring country. And it was a big question mark that how do we get this person released? On what basis do we get this released? And then Ajit Doval stepped in. He said, let me look into this. What he did was he went the America way. Because at that time, we were on very good terms with the US. We had not yet conducted our nuclear test. So US was not on crossroads with us at that time. We were on good terms with the US. So he asked US to pressurize Taliban, in turn to pressurize our neighboring country. And it so happened that way. And then they released that person and he was set free. And this was not put through anywhere on records because that would have really maligned India's image very much, that you cannot take care of the foreigners, that someone is kidnapping from your country. That was another karnama of Ajit Doval, which he still denies in open. Now, this is of 1991. Now, for 1996, Ajit Doval caught hold of one leader of the youth who were being misled, and his name was Kuku Pare. So he called him up for the roundtable conference, Kuku Pare, and he told him, "What's your problem?" He just asked him, "What's your problem?" He said, "No, Indians are not giving us this, and that Indian government is against us and all that crap." He said, "Who told you all these things? Are you not staying in India?" He said, then he asked him, "Are you not studying? Are you not getting this? Food, clothing, shelter, everything. Who is providing this to you? The neighboring country. They are just misleading you. We are providing you all the things. And if you want to be a part of cabinet, it's okay. I'll make sure that you be a part of the cabinet, but stop this nonsense." And then he agreed upon, and then he inducted Kuku Pare as one of the MLAs as well in the government. Kuku Pare. And that's how the insurgency in Kashmir got resolved. That is again Ajit Doval for you. And there are two more karnamas on his part. Let's get to that after the evaluation section. I call upon the general evaluator, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, to proceed with his round.
Thank you so much, Minal ma'am. This is the very first time I do not want to be on the stage because I was so eager to listen what comes next. But as we progress throughout the meeting, let me call upon all the evaluation part of the team. So let me first call upon the evaluator Toastmaster Venkatesh to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Jay. Over to you, Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Toastmaster Jay, what a great speech. You aggrandized me through your speech today. Although you kicked up your heels through your speech, which was very inspirational today to me, and it has really empowered me. You started with a quote, "Success is not a destination, it's a journey," by Zig Ziglar, that has helped you to set the contest. Your whole speech was all about writing a speech with purpose. Now, with this quote, you have clearly set a contest, why and what you are going to talk in your speech today. You talked about lot in the beginning to understand how you struggled in the beginning. You completed your diploma, you joined Satyam, you are finding it difficult how to make up parts and its assembly, a tube. But then you talked that you left the job. You were there at one Xerox shop where you read a book, and that quote or the title of the book, which made you to think what this is and I should meet the author. Now, next part of that, which you created, that has helped to create little suspense, that where you are trying to meet a author Viraj, which has also helped to introduce a character in your speech. You said Viraj, I was trying to meet Viraj. You knocked the door, tock, tock. Then probably 2 to 3 characters where you made them. And you said, "Oh, this is not a Viraj. This is a young boy. Oh no, I don't want to meet this Viraj." So that was little humor also you tried to add in your speech. I was seeing the audience reaction during that time. Many of audiences were having smile on their faces. On top of that, you tried to include all sort of vocal variety, humor, body language, that is a gesture throughout your speech. Kudos to you on all that aspects. Now, to take your speech to the next level, I have certain recommendation to you. The first one is, you talked right from the beginning, set the contest, talked your initial part, initial journey of your professional journey, how you took it, how you struggled. And then later you came to a part and all of a sudden you said that This is how I took last year the area director's role, and now currently I'm serving a division director role. I couldn't able to connect what was your learning out of it. What was your journey? Have you cherished your journey? So it could have been little elaborative. The way you took little time to explain, set the contest in the beginning. I was expecting little time. In the end, to have a great conclusion and a great message to all the audience here. At the same time, you can include some of the pauses in your speech. You had a back-to-back session. You have delivered your anecdote to the audience today. But however, let's say to create little suspense, when you knock the door, you could have said, in the end, when you really met to the Viraj, who was the author, you could have said, now guess what? I was meeting the author Viraj. Oh no, my God, Viraj in front of me. So that could have created little suspense and people would have connected with you that yes, that is the author with whom you are meeting. So with this, I would like to say, if you could have added this two ingredient in your speech, surely you can take your speech to the next level. But overall, it was a great speech. There was a humor, there was a character play, there was a vocal variety, there was a body language. Overall, it was a great speech. And kudos to you. I wish you all the best for your next speech. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now, I would like to call upon our grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Rohan, to share his report. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. So I am ready with my report. Please allow me to share my screen. So word of the day was used by Toastmaster Minal, Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Jay, and Toastmaster Venkatesh. Kudos to you all. So good usage was the good. There was some good usage of words. Shed the blood means injury. Then patronage, which means support. Altruistic, showing an unselfish concern for the welfare of others. Frustrated, feeling discouragement, dilemma, situation in which you have to make a difficult choice between two or more things. Then there were put down, use their authority in order to stop something happening. Lynched, kill someone who is thought to be guilty of crime. Relentless, not stopping or changing. Anecdote, a short interesting story about a real person or the event. That's all. There were no bad usage of word in today's meeting, and I really and thoroughly enjoyed the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Minal. And I was so engaged in that content that sometimes I even forgot or was not able to note down the some words, good words, and poor usage of the words. So thank you. With that, over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan. Now let us move on to our R counter report. So I would like to welcome on the virtual stage Toastmaster Abhishek Verma. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek Verma.
Abhishek, you're on mute.
So is my report visible to everyone in the meeting?
Yes.
So kudos for making this session a wonderful and joyful one as always. Let's start off with the speakers of the day. Today's flawless speakers were Toastmaster Nikhil, Toastmaster Venkatesh, Toastmaster Jay, Toastmaster Minal, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, Toastmaster Insya, guest Manoj, and Toastmaster Imangi. Today's almost flawless speakers are Toastmaster Raghvendra, Toastmaster Purva, and guest Vijay. Can we have a big round of applause for them? Really, you have all made my job easy as an R counter. Let's start off with Toastmaster Raghvendra, who has used 2 ums and 1 And DTM Minal, I was so engrossed with her stories that I couldn't really got time to have a report and everything. Toastmaster Rohan, who has used 3 R's and his repetitive or favorite word was and. Toastmaster Jay, who has used 1 and Toastmaster Venkatesh, was as always flawless. Then we come with Toastmaster Purva, who has used 3 times and her repetitive favorite words was Guest Manoj, he was awesome. Some guests do really surprise us is how good they are in speaking. So it's a compliment to him as well. He has used only 1 so. Toastmaster Kavita was used 4 times 2 times so, and her favorite word was and. Toastmaster Himangi was used 2 times and 1 time so. Guest Ajay was used 4 times and his favorite word was also and. Guest Rahul was used 4 times Toastmaster Deve, you has used 2 times and 2 times so. And last guest Rishmi was used 2 times and 1 times but. With this, I would like to end my report and hand over the stage back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhishek Verma. Can we have a big round of applause for all the role players who have played their role in today's meeting? Now, let me begin with my report. I do not want to share my screen because in that case, you would be already seeing what I have written in the report. So let us begin with the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nikhil. And before I say anything about Toastmaster Nikhil, I would first like to congratulate him that he has taken up 2 roles today. One is the of timer and one is of Sergeant at Arms, and he has done both of them really well. So I will summarize both of the role today. So he started a meeting with a great energy and a great quote from Bhagat Singh. That was like the opening part of the meeting, and he did a really great job. He also explained the rules for today's meeting, as the meeting was completely online, so he did not talk about the rules that applies in the physical meeting. And overall, he did a great job. He also introduced the presiding officer for today's meeting. Only one small suggestion that I could give to him, that I somehow found out that the meeting started a minute late, though we are trying to work on that part, that we should start and end meeting on the time. So starting is the most important part. We somehow managed to end the meeting on time, but we have to work upon it. Also, I would request each and every role player at least to join 10 minutes before if you are joining it online, so that we have a smooth transition throughout the meeting. So overall, a great job as a Sergeant at Arms. As a timer, he was showing the card to each and everyone. Instead of using the virtual background, he was using the physical cards that we already have. So great job on that part. He timed each and every speaker correctly, and he also mentioned the timing taken by each and every role player. I think I have forgotten to take the timing for the evaluator. So post my report, I will also ask him to present the report for the timing that is taken by evaluator. Now coming to the next role player, that is the presiding officer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Raghvendra. He brilliantly talked about what were the different part of the stories, and he also shared that why it is important for us to stick to the things that we are doing, for what is the importance of freedom. And he narrated a small different story. Also, as a presiding officer, what he has to follow is that he has to take guest introduction. So he did a really great job on that part. As in general, what we try to do in every Toastmaster meeting, it is recommended that the presiding officer should also talk about Toastmaster, how it is beneficial for the guest. But as today is a special meeting, so we can let go of that part. So he did a great job as a presiding officer. Coming to the next role player, Toastmaster Abhishek, who was working as an R counter. And I really liked how he presented his report when he talked about who were the flawless speaker and almost flawless speaker, and that too in tricolor. Those subtle small changes that we see, that is something that I really like. It always surprised me. Then he talked about what were the exact filler words and filler sounds towards the end of the meeting also. So great report. One small recommendation that I would like to give is that towards the end of your report presentation, you could add a tip for each and everyone, that how can they improve upon, maybe something as a breathing exercise or taking pauses when it is needed, so that we can reduce the ahs and ums and everything. So a small tip could have been given to each and every role player. So there is a takeaway for each and every one of us. Though we do like seeing our name in the flawless speaker, but a tip would also help. So that can be added, but overall a great job from Toastmaster Abhishek. Coming to our language evaluator, Toastmaster Rohan. So he introduces the word of the day and the phrase of the day. He also gave the proper explanation of the word of the day and the phrase of the day. And he also did encourage each and everyone to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. In the starting, he asked one or two people to come up on the stage and use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. And in his report, he mentioned who were the people who used the word of the day. Though I could not find the phrase of the day usage, maybe I missed it from my end, but overall a good report. Then he talked about the good usage of English language. And as he said that he could not find any not so good usage of English language, so he did not mention it, as we were all engrossed throughout the meeting. The good usage were like really nice. He sorted out all the words, some phrases, what could have been added from my end of that I believe as a person. So there were great phrases that I found out throughout the meeting, but that were not over there. Apart from that, the most important thing that was missed, that whenever we say some good usage, so we would like to know who used them, because it's a good usage. I would like to know if I have used a good phrase, so it should be mentioned in my name. But if it is a bad usage, please do not mention that name. So we saw the good usage, the words over there, the meaning were over there. So maybe one more column could have been added saying that this person has used this, and it makes us more happy. At least it makes me happy. So that could have been added. One challenge that I would like to give to all the grammarians who is going to take up the role in the future meeting, that there were great figure of speeches used throughout the meeting, be it personification, be it simile. When distinguished Toastmaster Minal was talking about each and every role player, so she was using the figure of speech while narrating each and every role player. So the simile was used. So you could have added that there were usage of figure of speech. So please try to add on those in your grammarian report as well. But overall, a great job. Also, if you don't find any not so good usage of language, you could suggest some improvement. Instead of using this word, we could have used that word. So that could help us in you bringing the not so good usage report. But overall, a great job as a language evaluator. One more suggestion that I do have for grammarian is that you could have put the word of the day and the phrase of the day in the chat. So at the starting, you mentioned which were the word of the day and the phrase of the day, but later into the meeting, we did not get to know it. So maybe like every 30 minutes or post, like every session, you could add the word of the day and the phrase of the day. That would encourage each and everyone to use it. Okay, that's it for the grammarian. I am not sure why I always stretch on whenever it is grammarian report. Maybe me being a teacher, that's how it goes. Next is our evaluator. So the evaluator we had Toastmaster Venkatesh, and I really liked how he narrated the evaluation in a storytelling way. So the whole evaluation was nothing but he also telling the story in a different context that has been told by Toastmaster Jay. And a brilliant way, he talked about what were really good in the speech and what he could have improved upon. So in general, we follow the CRC approach, and in towards the end, we summarize the speech. And we also give some critical feedback to the speakers. And that is really important for us, as we all know that next month we are having club contest and then area contest for evaluation speech. So please take those little notes, as each and every one of us, except the district officer, are allowed to participate in the evaluation contest. Somehow what I felt that the balance of good recommendation and what we say commendation was not there. So I could just find one recommendation, but there were 4 or 5 recommendations. So maybe we could have balanced it out. That would have been great. As of now, I don't know whether we have been in the timing part of not, but I saw that the red card was being shown. So maybe we could work on the timing part as well. But as if we in general we talk about the material or the context of the evaluation, it was really great. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now coming to the table topic master. So table topic master for today's meeting was Toastmaster Insi, and I really liked the theme that she chose to go with when talking about the table topic. There was a small presentation. We could see the different pictures so that we know which person we have to relate to, or which person that what were the learnings for each and everyone. And one thing that really hit me was that each and everyone was telling a different story of different person, and what we could learn from it. Be it Sania Mirza, be it Jawaharlal Nehru, and every person was giving something to take away for us. So we got to learn a lot of things. Great job as a table topic master. She was, she explained the rule really well. She was confident and energetic throughout the meeting, and the topics were really great. And I saw that there was a big engagement in table topic session today. We had almost, I believe, maybe 8 to 10 speakers speaking. So I was really happy that there were many people participating in the table topic. So great job on that part. One small recommendation to table topic master is that we generally try to give a tip in the starting saying that please also use the word of the day and the phrase of the day, so that we find the usage of the word of the day and the phrase of the day in the table topic section as well, because that is the time when guests get to interact with each and everyone throughout the meeting. Now coming to our last role player, that is the Toastmaster of the distinguished Toastmaster Minal. So for me, what stood out really brilliant was the beautiful storytelling. No, from the starting till the end, I think it is not ended. There is a part of the story that is still going on, and I would also like to listen. So I was keenly listening, and though my video was turned off quite a while, but I was keenly listening to the stories, the different aspect of it, and I was always hooked to the stories. During that, there were brilliant usage of role player introduction. We were using the simile for each and every role player. So great job on that part. I somehow missed whether there was a quiz or not. If it is coming up, I'm always ready for it. So great meeting. Now some general comments from as a general evaluator for each and everyone is that I believe that there was one person who went to the meeting location and then they had to miss out. So maybe we can, if it is going to be online meeting, we can announce them in both of the group. We did, but we got a bit late, so that can be announced if it is going to be online meeting. Apart from that, I would request each and every role player, even if it is online meeting or physical meeting, try to join 10 to 15 minutes before so that we have smooth transition. Overall, I enjoyed today's meeting and I'm looking forward to listen to the end of the story. And I would like to give control back to the Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Minal. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Yeah, and you're eagerly waiting for your sobriquet. Let me give that to you. First of all, raise hands those who know Pune's Bhandarkar Road. Bhandarkar Road of Pune. Know this road? Have you heard of it? Okay. Do you know after whom is it named? It is not vaguely named actually. It is named after one of the social reformers, Ramkrishna Gopal Bhandarkar. And he has founded the Bhandarkar Oriental Institute. And he was amongst those who always stood up for abolishing the social discrimination. So I would like to equate, as I said, we are celebrating unsung heroes. I would like to equate Chandrasekhar with him. Reason being, I have been observing that whenever we have any special meetings or anything, he is the person who will always stand behind and encourage the newbies or encourage the guests to come forward and cut the cake or have the celebrations around. This was what Ramkrishna Gopal Bhandarkar was about. Because I had read the biography of Mahadev Govind Ranade, therein he had mentioned about him, this point especially. So that is what my equation goes. I hope Chandrasekhar has liked it, what I gave him the name. Now coming back, now we said 1996. Now everyone might remember on 31st December 1999, IC-814, the plane from Air India was hijacked at Kandahar, that is Afghanistan. It was traveling from Nepal, Kathmandu to India, and it was hijacked through Dubai, Pakistan, and then over. At last, it had gone to Kandahar, and it was hijacked by Taliban. And in return, what did they want? Get the 100 terrorists released. And the first being Maulana Masood Azhar, the same Maulana Masood Azhar who was behind the Indian Parliament attack on 13 December 2001. Even here, Ajit Doval had to come up. And here, when they went for the diplomatic talks with those people, from 100 terrorists, he brought them down to only 3 terrorists. And finally, 3 terrorists were released, the main being Maulana Masood Azhar and other 2 of his associates. And finally, on 31st December, midnight, the plane came to India. There were no casualties except one. One person was killed, that too accidentally. The trigger was pulled off by that person, by the terrorist. Rest 183 passengers were safe. They had landed safe. So that's how we began our year 2000, with the good news of all those passengers coming home safe. That's again Ajit Doval for you. And in 2004, he actually retired as an IB chief. And then from 2004 to 2014, he was not active as such. He was leading his retired life. But when in 2014, he again came up. He was again in picture when Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister of India. He recruited him as his NSA, National Security Advisor. And after that, we saw the surgical strike. And the after effect of the surgical strike was that Abhinandan sir was captured. But he was also released when Ajit Doval came in. He had also put a pressure through US and then he was released. In his entire career spanning 37 years, Ajit Doval faced debacle only once, that too not because of his mistake, because of the mistake of the Mumbai police. I'll tell you how. Dawood Ibrahim. I need not give his introduction. He is the #1 terrorist of the world, most wanted by the Interpol. When his son, sorry, not his son, his daughter was to get married to Javed Mianan's son, Junaid, in Dubai. Grand Hyatt was the location. The reception was organized over there, and Ajit Doval had planned to arrest him over there because he was wanted by the world. He had planned him to arrest and also encounter him, not just arrest. And whose help had he taken? Help of 2 sharpshooters who belonged to the Chota Rajan gang. Chota Rajan was in prison at that time. He had planned everything. Everything was set. But as we say that there are moles in the system as well. And it has been said about the Mumbai police, it's an open secret actually, that many of the Mumbai police officials are on the payroll of the Dawood gang. No, don't worry, it's there on records. So I'm not telling something out of my own mind. So those police officials got the tip that these 2 sharpshooters are being briefed about it. They reached Grand Hyatt and they arrested those 2 shooters. And that's why this operation couldn't be successful. Otherwise, Mission Dawood would also have been successful. So that's how Ajit Doval is still with the Indian government and he is giving his services. And we hope that he keeps on doing it till his last breath. Now, this was about one of the unsung heroes. I said unsung heroes because tell me honestly, how many of us knew about Ajit Doval before the surgical strike? I don't think any one of us knew about it. Because the press, the media, and the government, all 3 of them chose to remain silent on it, just because his life should be safeguarded. But now that he is the NSA, he has a Z-zone security with him. And you might have observed in the movie Uri, that after every phone call, he breaks his phone and a new phone is given to him. This was not an exaggeration. It actually happened. It was actually the case. Yeah. And one more success story of Ajit Doval. How many of you have seen the movie Tiger Zinda Hai? Tiger Zinda Hai, not Ek Tha Tiger. Yes, that was a real story. There, when the nurses were laid hostages at Tikrit, they were all 46 nurses had belonged to Kerala. And even at that time, Ajit Doval had to come through because this had happened by Iraq. Iraq had actually been led hostage by the ISIS group. We know it's a terrorist organization. They had exercised control over Iraq, and due to that, these nurses were held hostages. Ajit Doval then went to Iraq, and therein he spoke with the embassy over there. And there they put in the pressure on the ISIS through US, because even the US was not in favor of such a heinous act. And then the flight from Air India went there and got all the nurses safe. Another success story of Ajit Doval. Tiger Zinda Hai was made in a pretty dramatic form, but the nurses were held captive. That's a fact. And he was the mastermind to get them back. Now, I would like to speak about 2 more unsung heroes of District 125, Toastmaster Geetali Vayachal and Toastmaster Satish Acharya. These 2 Toastmasters have been with Toastmasters since more than 10 years, I would say, but they never vouched for any of the district roles. Why? Because they said, I would like to serve my club. I would like to serve my respective clubs. That's why they are only into the ExCom. They have not risen to the ranks of the district officers, in spite of people approaching them and saying, you're qualified to be that, come over. They said, no, my club needs me more. I'm going to be here. These are they. So that was about it. So this was the very purpose of today's meeting, that let's celebrate someone who has always been behind Parde Akshe Kalakar, who has always been that. But they have done it really great. And regarding this, now, as we all are big fans of Bollywood, I would like to give tribute to one more person who has made it possible. And he is Pandhari Dada Jhukar. He is no more now. He was the makeup artist of Bollywood. From every actress to even the latest, I would say till 2014 or 15, he used to give them a facelift. He used to make them look presentable. So there were many people who used to pay him lots of respect because he never chose to be in front of the camera, but he was the person who really got it great. Yeah, and as promised that I had told you that I would like to mention the source that regarding Ajit Dol, who was my source that I got this information when it's nowhere in the media. I would not like to mention the name of that journalist in utter confidence because being a mass comm student, I could have an access to that person. And I had requested him personally that this is my theme for the upcoming meeting. I want to apprise my community regarding this. Would you please help me with this? Because I know this person has really done a great job for India, but it has not come in public. I would like to tell it. He said, okay, I'll give you the information and I would be happy if through Toastmasters it gets spread to all the people, but don't reveal my name. I said, okay, done. And I'm not going to reveal his name, but it is a confirmed source of information. He is one of the famous media personalities. And whatever he gives, he says, or he gives is patthar ki lakir regarding news. People trust him like anything. When he brings a piece of information, it is done. Yes, he is saying it is there. Yeah. That is how it is. So you can also spread this information amongst your peers. Most welcome, because these people deserve appreciation. People like him deserve appreciation. So that was from my side. I would like to pass on the control to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Raghvendra.
Thank you, DTM Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Minal, for such energetic and enthusiastic today's meeting. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. Now we are here at the final session of today's meeting. Before moving ahead, I want to have all the guests present to share their feedback regarding how they find today's meeting and what are their comments. So any guest present can share their comments by one or two lines. So let's start with guest Ajay.
As I said, I was actually not aware that it is just an online meeting. So that was the only thing. Otherwise, I think the meeting went well, and I think Meenal madam, we need to learn a lot of things from you, especially your sources. And it would be good if you can at least when we are giving a speech on the topic of the day, if there are improvements, I am sure everybody needs improvements, so you can at least tell how to improve on. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, guest Ajay. Anyone else? Guest Rahul.
Yeah, this is a really very good platform, okay, to improve your public speaking skill, as well as today's speech is really more enthusiastic and motivational. And this is a really good club to join early to improve the public speaking and the leadership skill. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Now we have our area director, area F3, Purva, Toastmaster Purva. So I request Toastmaster Purva to share her feedback regarding the meeting.
Yes, thank you so much, Raghvendra, for that opportunity. And I would like to say that today being Sunday and it's very difficult to wake up, but I chose to wake up early and join this meeting. So 2 hours of my time was worth it, I would say. I really like the storytelling that Meenal ma'am has done, and I guess Meenal ma'am should now try to apply for being a narrator in films, something like that. Really, she should. She was that good. And I mean, in spite of being at an online meeting, yes, we had a very good count, and everyone was very enthusiastic. Specifically, again, DTM Meenal, the host of the show, it's very important that the host is having high energy and is well prepared. So that was done by Meenal ma'am. I really enjoyed my time here. Thank you so much for this wonderful meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Purva. Thank you for gracing with your presence in today's meeting, and we hope to see you in our next meeting also for milestone meeting. So as the word came out,
Yes,
so few announcements. Next week we will be having our milestone meeting celebrating our 9 years of our Toastmaster journey of Toastmaster Club Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest at our regular venue to Polytechnic Kalyawadi. Timing is 11 a.m. Also, we have as contest season is coming up, so we have planned a educational session for humorous speech contest by Toastmaster Suhas. He was the runner-up at the district level. Then we have also called evaluation speech contest educational session by Toastmaster Vishwaja Fuldesai. So she was the district champion at last year. So we have very good trainers made available for everyone. We will share their details through post in our WhatsApp groups also. So please try to attend and enjoy. Try to attend meeting and grab the opportunity of this learning. And as we have milestone meeting, so we have planned various activities and various things. So join, attend. We will have lots of fun and enjoyment in our next meeting. So after that, we will and our club contest will be held on 3rd September. So that will be the day where we will be conducting our club humorous speech contest and evaluation speech contest. The criteria for eligibility, as you need to be a member in club of good standing, so you need to pay your renewals dues. If you have played, so you are the eligible to participate in the club contest. So I expecting maximum participation from our club at the club level contest, which will be held on 3rd September. That's all. Today, as we have a special meeting, we don't have any moments of glory, but I really like to appreciate and congratulate all the role players taking time in this long weekend and
Yeah,
planning
sorry
our.
to interrupt, Raghvendra. So I guess we have group photo.
Yes, we will have a group photo. Yeah, that will be there.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you all the role players. We don't have moments of glory, but I really appreciate your work and effort. And that's all from club business. Now I officially adjourn the meeting. I request everyone to start their video so we can grab the group photo. I request everyone to start their video. We can have a quick clear group photo. Vinith, if possible, can you start a group photo video? I will take the picture. Say speech. Sorry, 1 minute. Yes. Say speech. Thank you. Now meeting is officially adjourned. We can stay back if you want to chit chat. We can close the meeting.
Okay. Bye all.
Thank you, DTM Minal, for such a.
Thank you, Minal ma'am.
Thank you all. See you next
you.
week.
Bye all.
Let's have a
Thank you,
great
Minal
time.
ma'am.
Yes.
Bye
See
all.
you next week.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Minal ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Raghvendra sir. Sir, how
Yes,
can
sir.
how can I join? Means how what's the process to make a payment and all?
Yes. So our so have you been before briefed by our VPM
Yeah,
Toastmaster Sanika?
Sanika. Yeah.